Chief? Can you hear me? I thought I'd lost you too.
What happened?
I'm not sure. When Halo fired, it shook itself to pieces. Did a number on the Ark. The portal couldn't sustain itself. We made it through just as it collapsed. Well, some of us made it. Truth and the Covenant, the Flood, it's finished.
It's finished.
I'll drop a beacon, but it'll be a while before anyone finds us. Years, even. I miss you.
Wake me when you need me.
Halo the Master Chief Collection. It's been a tough few years, but we finally, really, truly made it. Let me tell you a story to explain how we got here.
Part 1. The Hype.
Yeah, it's rewind time.
The year is 2019, and things are looking up for young Liam. Halo the Master Chief Collection has been announced for PC.
I called it!
He's just gotten a job. And life is good. I'm sure everything will turn out just fine, and he will keep making videos regularly. Oh my word, I've been invited to the Halo Reach flight for PC. Let's boot up Windows for a quick test, said I. Don't worry, I don't do that anymore. The beta was fine. There were definitely some bugs. The mouse felt like an analog stick, jackal shields didn't pop when they died, PC settings were lacking, and the audio seemed wrong, but it's a beta, so fine.
As of right now, there's no way to really assign one function to two separate keys, and there's no way to have a tap to interact feature. It's always hold to interact. But overall, there is a lot that you can customize here. However, what the port offers in the graphics option menu is simply not okay. The game has only one option in its graphics settings: performance mode, original mode, and enhanced mode. No way to disable anti-aliasing, no way to adjust ambient occlusion amount, no resolution scaling option, no contrast settings, no texture settings or ways to boost anisotropic filtering. The game's visual style is locked to 3 different presets with no way to adjust it in-game. In order to turn on 16 times anisotropic filtering, I had to leave the game and use the NVIDIA control panel to force the game to launch with this. Same with disabling anti-aliasing to give reshade and access to the game's depth buffer. This is not how PC games should be done. As it stands right now, the sound is completely wrong for the game.
Double kill.
Music cues are sometimes completely off and mistimed in the campaign. Sounds are muffled and not prioritized in the correct order, with background ambience sometimes being louder than the actual gunshots themselves. The poor assault rifle sounds like it's being muffled by a pillow.
Well, all that said, how about Linux support?
Part 2. The bugs.
But that's simply not possible.
Why isn't it possible?
It's just not.
Why not, you stupid bastard?
We were off to a great start, so naturally I did the logical thing and... Man, fuck this, I'm going back to bed. Oh boy, another new day, another new dawn, another new Halo game added to MCC, said I. Yes sir, it's Halo CE out today. I should give it a try. I'm sure they learned their lesson with all the Reach bugs. It was okay. Just okay. The plasma pistol sound was broken, animations were still locked to 30 FPS, and all the gearbox visual bugs were still there.
What is frustrating is that things like plasma shots, glass, every single moving character or object in a cutscene, etc., will only update at 30 frames. The original Gearbox PC port from 2003 that Combat Evolved Anniversary was built on also did this, but modders have had this problem solved for years with animation interpolation mods such as Chimera. This is not acceptable for a PC title, and 343 should look towards better interpolation methods for these other elements. Shadows noticeably have this strange grid pattern on them, so characters can sometimes look like they have thousands of tiny spiders on them instead of a proper shadow blanketing their face. While the visual presentation may be pretty alright on PC, the sound isn't, and what's worse is all of these sound issues on the PC were ported to the Xbox One as well. Music won't loop correctly, and it'll noticeably clip whenever it restarts a loop. The shield warning sound isn't paced properly either. The announcer in multiplayer modes is unusually quiet, and will rarely make any announcements for medals earned or objectives captured, and various sounds now just don't play at the correct volume, or don't play in the correct pitch, or just won't play, period. The plasma pistol had a pre-existing bug from the Xbox version that was exacerbated by this latest update. By rapidly clicking the fire button, the game incorrectly thinks it's time to play the fully charged sound. One of the few things Gearbox seemed to do right with their porting process of Combat Evolved was add a 3D occlusion system to sounds, and it's not in the 343 re-release of Combat Evolved Anniversary.
Well, despite all the issues, it is running on Proton now. I guess I could at least play some multi... Okay. Well, that's fine.
What of the Council?
The tasks you must undertake as the Arbiter are perilous, suicidal. You will die, as each Arbiter has before you. The Council will have their corpse.
What would you have your Arbiter do?
Oh my god, today's the day! Halo 2 is out for MCC, my favorite! There's been a bunch of patches and I'm sure everything's in great shape by now. I guess it's time to get psyched and get in game.
The state of Halo 2 and MCC on PC. Now, if you haven't seen yet, Halo 2 launched on PC last week in probably the worst state I think I've ever seen a Halo game release in, arguably even on par with 2014. The bugs this game launched with are legitimately unacceptable. Like, before we go on, you've got to see some of them, because if I just describe them to you, you probably won't believe me. So the first one isn't even a Halo 2 bug. The patch that came out in March to release Combat Evolved on PC completely broke Halo 3 on Xbox. The frame rate was unbearable, and the game was kind of unplayable at a lot of times. Now, the Halo 2 patch fixed that issue, thankfully, but it introduced another. Vehicles now quite literally drive themselves. I'm not joking. This isn't a laggy server or anything. This is just a few minutes into a game. A Warthog develops its own AI, maybe as a consequence of MCC's bugs or something, and literally drives itself. Yeah, okay, so moving on to Halo 2, let's begin with easily the most broken, just ridiculous bug of them all. You can now shoot the floor and randomly kill an enemy or teammate no matter where they are on the map and no matter which weapon you use. Rockets and grenades included.
Arch, I'm just gonna get top arch for a sec.
No, what?
Hold on, let me look down and throw a sticky at the floor. Let's see where it goes.
Projectiles commonly either disappear entirely or literally teleport and fire from a location that you've never been. The hit detection, regardless of whether you're on like 30 ping or 3000 ping, is absolutely god-fucking awful and incredibly inconsistent.
They let me pick. Did I ever tell you that? Choose whichever Spartan I wanted. You know me. I did my research, watched as you became the soldier we needed you to be. Like the others, you were strong and swift and brave. A natural leader. But you had something they didn't. Something no one saw but me. Can you guess? Luck. Was I wrong?
They say Rome wasn't patched in a day. And clearly, neither was Halo MCC. Progress was slow. The flights, then Reach, then CE, then 2, then Halo 3, and more still. Each with their own hurdles. Game bugs, proton bugs, mesa bugs, kernel bugs, all of which would be mended in time.
Part 3. The Big 3.
I know it's real.
Still look forward to working with you, John. I mean that.
You want a coffee?
Well, I don't know. My fucking Christ.
Let's examine the blockers. The silent audio bug was due to Reach and 3 receiving a port of the Waves audio engine used on the Xbox 360 originals, a net positive and objectively an enhancement to the game, and was able to be worked around and would be addressed officially after a short time in a Proton fix. For some time, Halo 3 and Reach suffered broken textures on AMD Navi and newer GPUs due to a hardware bug that hadn't been mitigated. I personally reported this bug, and through a healthy amount of testing, compiling, render docking, and waiting, it was fixed on August 23, 2022. And the last of the big three, Easy Anti-Cheat. Despite other EAC games running on Proton several years before MCC, Anti-Cheat and thus multiplayer at large were unavailable on Linux for quite some time. After years of community testing and doubtless contact between 343, Valve's Proton team, and Epic Games' EAC team, the anti-cheat was finally fixed and enabled for Linux players on April 6, 2023.
Part 4. The End of MCC.
Present day. Present time.
The year is 2024, and all those game bugs from before? Most all have been addressed in one way or another. After all, it took the best part of 3 years to sort out the last of the aforementioned Big 3 Proton/Linux related issues. Halo Reach saw patches to fix various bugs, such as the lackluster audio as previously mentioned. Halo CE saw fixes for all the audio bugs and a visual overhaul to fix the animation interpolation and bring the shaders in line with the Xbox original. Halo 2 received much the same treatment, and it goes without saying that it saw patches for all the floor shootiness we saw before. Halo 3 saw a patch to improve hit detection and shared a patch with Reach to bring effects like bloom closer to their original counterparts, though still not technically perfect. Additionally, all games in the MCC eventually saw a full SDK release and full Steam Workshop mod support, complete with officially sanctioned cut content from Halo 1 through 3 by the DigSite team, with more yet to come, I hope. So, where are we now? Today, Halo MCC has reached the official end of its life cycle, so it's safe to say we aren't seeing any more content or large updates, just perhaps the occasional bug fix. If you want to play Halo the Master Chief Collection on Linux today, and it is the perfect time to do so, there are just a handful of things you need to know. Firstly, if you want to play co-op with a Windows player, you must use a GE Proton build to prevent network desync. I will leave a download link in the description below. Secondly, remember how I said a minute ago that most game bugs were fixed? Indeed, there remain a few minor unpatched graphical bugs in Halo Reach, CE Anniversary, and 2 Anniversary, each relating to the ambient occlusion solutions in use. It looks like this. Now, to fix these issues, bear with me here because this may be a bit overwhelming. To fix these issues, you'll need to navigate to your Steam library folder on whichever drive the game is installed on. In my case, the drive is called FTL. So FTL, Steam library, Steam apps, compat data, 976730, PFX, drive C, users, Steam user, app data, local low, MCC, saved, config, Windows no editor, and edit the file gameusersettings.ini. Use the search function and search for graphics quality throttles per game. This is a long string of text which stores graphical options per game for the engine to read. In my testing, Reach is number 5 in the list, so scroll to graphics quality throttles per game 5. Find the string which reads post-processing quality equals 2, or 1 depending on your current settings, and change it to 0. Then save. With this tweak, the ambient occlusion will be disabled, working around the jarring artifacts that this feature exhibits. The exact same fix applies to Halo 2 Anniversary's shadow dithering. Find graphics quality throttles per game 1, and change post-processing quality to 0, and save. A similar but not identical issue also exists on Halo CE Anniversary graphics when the graphical settings are set to Enhanced. In my testing, CE is game number 0 in the list, so find graphics quality throttles per game 0, find lighting quality, and change it to 1, then save. Also, to prevent the game engine from interfering with your choices, you may want to search for quality preset per game, and set all of these entries to custom, just like that, and save. You may also copy my exact settings from the blocks in the video description. These are enhanced or maximum settings with the specified tweaks applied for all 3 games. Once you've applied the tweaks, save the file, and after doing so, close it, and set the file to read only so that the game can't interfere with it again. Do note, though, that if you set the INI file to read-only as I advise, any settings you change while in-game, including graphics, controls, or audio, will be lost when you restart. If you'd like the changes to stick, you'll have to set the file back to read-write, make your changes in-game, close the game, re-edit the INI with the graphical tweaks, then set it back to read-only. Or you could just ignore the problems and live out your days in a state of blissful ignorance. With these tweaks completed, you are more than free to enjoy MCC in its best yet state for as long as you like. Thank you for coming along on this great journey with me. I'll see you next time on Linux Bits.
Did anyone else make it?
Scanning. just dust and echoes. We're all that's left. We did what we had to do for Earth. An entire Covenant armada obliterated, and the Flood. We had no choice. Halo, it's finished.
No. I think we're just getting started.